My name is William J. Eckert. I was born in Hamburg, Germany, May 19th, 1919. He came to the United States April 20th or thereabouts, 1928. I was 9 years old at the time. My father died when I was 13. I quit school. I went to sea for a short stint as a ship's boy. And then, as soon as my mother became an American citizen, I enlisted in the United States Marine Corps. August the 8th, 1939. I was transferred on Paris Island. I got out of boot camp, and my first 2 years out of boot camp, I was assistant engineer on the Navy tugboat, the YT-132. After 2 years on Paris Island, I felt I had enough time because I joined the Marine Corps with the desire to go to China. After 2 years on Paris Island, I requested a transfer. First choice, China. Second choice, might as well go home. I'm not traveling anywhere. New York Navy Yard. Well, by the grace of God, I got New York Navy Yard because had I gotten China, I might well have been involved in the Bataan Death March. Because the people that were in China at the time were all caught up in that. It's hot. On the way up to Guam from Guadalcanal, we were hit by a Japanese torpedo wing. And they dropped the tin fish, as we called them, and it was heading right for us. But an LCI gunboat took it, intercepted it, and killed about 12 men on the LCI. So they saved our lives, though. On our trip, we had equipment and about 300-400 men. And they sacrificed 12 men to save us.
The gunners scored hits on some of the Japanese suicide planes. 15 of the kamikazes were knocked down.
And next morning, we got a report that there were three unidentified planes coming our way. They were called bogies. And then they came close enough to where with visual identification we could identify it. And the order came, hold your fire. Everybody was pretty nervous, so having one man open fire, and when that one man opened fire, it was just a wildfire. The whole convoy opened fire on it, and we knocked them down. And there were 3 others that went down too that was reported later on. But this one I saw as it hit the water.
Fortunately, not all the kamikaze missions were successful.
Well, it took us, we came from Guadalcanal to go to Guam. And we were floating reserve for Saipan. And while we were up at floating reserve there was a battle forming the Philippine Sea. Very serious naval battle. Could have been either win or lose for America. So they chased us back to the Marshall Islands and the Wetak on the same LST, which was LST 447. And they had a skipper on that. We all looked like Captain Bligh of the Bounty. Then we when it was time that we could go up to Guam. By the time we got to Guam, I had 64 days as a passenger on this ship. While we were then on Guam, going into Guam, I was the 6th wave. I was with C Company, 3rd Amphibious Tractor Battalion. We made 2 or 3 landings. One night I was called upon to deliver ammunition to a beachhead, and that night my platoon sergeant didn't want to assign anyone to it, so he made us draw straws. And I was always lucky, so I got the lucky straw. I had to go. And it was pitch black. And we went to the beach where he said we should go. And while we were waiting there, the Japanese opened up a mortar barrage on us. And my buddy said, "Here they come." I said, "Here I go." And with that, I jumped off the tractor and I landed in water about a foot deep. And there was a machine gun position there that had been set up by another motor battalion. And I said, "Hey fellas, you mind if I come in?" Because I forgot the password. If they asked me the password, I was dead. So anyway, I said, "Can I come in?" And no problem, I was there. And then the shells started to fly.
In late 1944, the U.S. High Command decided that Iwo Jima must be seized, and preparations were made for the assault against that island fortress.
After Guam, instead of being a member of a tractor group, I became ordnance for the company. So we got up to Guam, and I stayed on LST-70, which was a Coast Guard LST. During wartime, the Coast Guard becomes part of the Navy. So for 3 days, I stayed on the LST while my battalion went in, was landing craft and taking troops in, taking wounded out. And logistics was also our job. And the 3rd day, the 3rd Division went in. The 1st day, the 4th and 5th Division went in. We took in the 28th Marines of the 5th Division, and they're the outfit that put the flag on top of Mount Suribachi. While I was on the beach, maybe not the 2nd day or so, I happened to be watching Mount Suribachi, and I saw people going up on the side of the mountain, and they were carrying something that I thought was a Bangalore torpedo, which was an explosive charge that they would use to blow out a cave. Some strange things I did see happen there. When the flamethrowers would blow the flames into a cave, they blew it in on one side and it came out on the other side, the flame. This I actually saw happen. And then regarding back to the Bangalore torpedo thing going up the mountain, as I kept watching it, I suddenly saw the flag go up. That's 6 men or so, and here all of a sudden the flag up. And it was joy to behold, because there was a roar that went all over the island. When I was about 10 years old, my father bought me a 25-cent harmonica. And slowly but surely, I started picking out the notes and had a pretty good ear for music. And I started learning to play different songs, easy songs to start with. And as I went along in life, I always had a harmonica in my pocket. And when I got in a group, I would play the harmonica, people would sing, and I know quite a few songs. If I knew the song, I could play it. A lot of German music, Irish music, Italian music. You name the song and I can pretty much put it together for you on a harmonica. The other stuff, you got enough?